Alright, this is your flight attendant speaking, and that's going to do it for this flight. I'm going to go get off, get something to eat. Manix has food for me. I think Ness actually has some food for me. That's actually what probably happened. Biddy Kong is going to come in here and take over while I go get some food. We have ActRaiser, Ninja Gaiden, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, and SNES Tropics. Biddy Kong will take over for, and then I'll be coming back late tonight for some Bioshock Infinite, the Mortal Kombat block, and then the best game of all time with the best category of all time. So definitely want to stick around for that. But without further ado, the next person you're going to hear is some Biddy Kong. That's all. My name's Commander. Hope you enjoyed. Stick around. Flight attendant will be coming back here in a couple of hours.
There guys, my name is Biddy Kong, and I will be your host for the next, I don't know, about 3 hours or so. Give Commander a little bit of a break. Next up we have sYn playing ActRaiser, which is a fantastic game. One of the more unique games, really, of that era, so that'll be pretty fun to watch. I don't have any donations just yet. I'm sure they'll come in, but just as a reminder, the donations are going to Save the Children. And that's an organization that really focuses on helping children, obviously, all over the world, especially in times of crisis. And it's a great organization. We're proud to support it, so get those donations in. As far as goals go, we don't have any other goals for Saturday, but the next one coming up, we have a Super Monkey Ball Deluxe Warpless goal, which I'm actually super excited about. I love Super Monkey Ball, so do me a favor. That one's only $25. Get that one in. And then we also have Sonic the Hedgehog goal. Got one with Chrono Trigger. All sorts of good stuff, and I'll throw those at you as we go. But I believe that we have, like I said, sYn coming up to do ActRaiser next. And yeah, I'll let you know when he's ready to go.
All right, everyone, welcome. I get the pleasure of running my favorite game for this event. That is ActRaiser. We're going to be doing any percents. Get to see the entire game, platforming and simulation. And I guess let's just jump right into it. I mean, this game is fantastic. It's for the SNES. And currently the world record holder, we're going to hopefully get it under an hour. That's the goal tonight. Settle in, and I'll let you know when time starts. It's going to be a little bit. We got to wait for a little bit of dial-up to go. So, if you don't know the story, we are a god, and we're going to be rebuilding the Earth. In the US version, it's Tantra that we're going to be facing. In the Japanese version, it's basically Satan we're going to be going up against. All right, I'll count it down. So when you're ready with the timer, count it down from 3. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, first thing we do is change the message speed to 0. And that is now officially a speed run. If you don't change it, it's going to be a lot of text to wait for. Sour, please. So the action stages, you're going to see a lot of slash jumping. It extends both the height and distance on jumps. It's not just for fun. all these jumps are pretty much calculated. There's a little frame roll mechanic to the movement in this game that makes it a little challenging sometimes. Best way to fight this boss is from behind. Look at all the let's goes. All right, so simulation starts off very frantically. In the beginning of simulation, I'm building in a certain way, but at the same time, I have to farm a bunch of souls. As many as I can. And we farm souls by killing monsters. So each monster, you see a little blue orb disappear from their when you kill them. That's basically a person or soul. And the reason is we need to get the population up to at least 10 people in an area to seal all air. And right now, our population's at 22. So that is what we need. This is platformer meets shooter. Yeah, all the monsters in the simulation are flying, so our angel is doing a lot of the air combat here. The good thing is, in simulation, all of this is scripted. You can just memorize where to build, and they will build the exact same way every time. House for house, road for road. Well, you direct the roads. So this speedrun actually is more RNG heavy in the platforming than it is in simulation. So you just memorize this. And it's a good time. There is a lot of mashing though. You're gonna hear a lot of mashing. There's a lot of text boxes. The people are very chatty. They have a lot of things to talk about. Yeah, this game is an interesting one. Like, I think some people, like, I rented it, and I was like, I got to this point, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. There's a lot of menu options, though. And we'd only use about, I don't know, 25% of them. So I've been doing this game for about 4 years now. And there's still some things that surprise me every now and then. People that play this for their first time, casually, they come up with some ideas here and there. But there's been a lot of new runners to the game. It's really fun. I highly recommend it. Even if you don't maybe enjoy all the menuing and simulation, there's also professional mode. But this is a great game. But the professional mode skips all this, and you could just speedrun the platforming if you want. So each area is 2 acts, and we're jumping into the second act now. The Japanese version has the good music in both Act 1 and Act 2. In the US version, we get to hear this little underground castle music. Well, we're gonna try to show off a glitch here. The wall glitch. And it's worth getting, so I'm gonna take the death and go for it. Still saves time. We'll count that first try. The way that works is you take damage and you get pushed into the wall. And you're able to clip into it and keep jumping from there. The Minotaur, our Speedo wearing friend, red Speedo wearing friend, goes down pretty quickly. Just win the battle, the damage war, you're good to go. We jump out of this area pretty quickly. We don't want to listen to any thank yous from the people. We just want to get to the next area. So I'm actually buffering B to get out of there. And we head to the next area, Blood Pool. Jump immediately into the action. Each area has a level up requirements. 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're only going to be at the minimum levels. The last level you need is actually, well, 10 to get into North Wall. All these jumps are calculated. This way we're getting boosts at the right time. And we're getting across the gaps, not hitting any enemies. You want to one-cycle this boss. This boss is a pain. But it's scripted. If you respect the pattern, you will have no issue. If you try to get a little fancy though, that fireball is going to come right at your face and knock you into the little gap. It's like a pinball table. The gap, like the gap between the two flippers. The ball just slides right through. You're just sliding right through before you know it. I'll get you. But we're good. Now the frantic start to a simulation. Again, we have to use our items fairly fast. We gotta direct the people. We gotta kill monsters to collect souls. We gotta get miracles going. It's frantic. Like, it's more stressful than the platforming. But it's more importantly, this is the area actually need to save the children. There's a little boy here, and his name is Teddy. And the people are very concerned with what's going to happen to Teddy. So we are legitimately saving children right now in this game. Statues can't swim. Alright, the franticness of the simulation is over as soon as you seal the first layer. Because all the souls that are in that layer, like all the monsters, which is usually about 100 or so, become back into the shrine. And now you don't have to worry about killing monsters. I don't know if anybody's played the game when they were a kid and they tried to kill every monster in the lair just to see what would happen. It's pretty much a waste of time, but you can you can do it whatever you like to do for fun. So now, as I was saying, we're getting to the point where, you know, things are moving along in the town, but our little boy Teddy is taking to the idea that maybe he wants to see what's going on in this area. So they think he's run away, but technically he's doing the science right now. He's inspecting this lake here and why things are blood red. And he finds the magic skull. And using that magic skull, we're able to destroy the lair that's causing the problem. So Teddy basically has saved Blood Bowl. And the game, well, you'll see how the game repays Teddy. Actually, you won't see, because we kind of skipped through that dialogue. But I'll give you a little spoiler. The townspeople decide to draw lots. 3 of them. And Teddy pulls the short stick. So Teddy gets sacrificed to the boss of this area in Act 2 in this castle. And that's how Teddy's repaid. So there's a little sequence where you see Teddy on a boat and you know 2 others making it over to this castle. This castle is really cool. But the boss at the end of this castle is all RNG, so hopefully we get a good pattern. This music is tense. Those not familiar, Yuzo Koshiro has done the music for this game and games like Streets of Rage, East. He's taken a lot of inspiration from, well, John Williams, Star Wars. You're going to hear a little bit of that. Also, we do a lot of damage boosting in this run. That's because if you go to fight something, you're probably going to take a hit anyway. So might as well just walk right through it. Now the question is, what is the boss going to do? Favorable middle spawn. Would prefer lower. But not the ground. So you can actually skip the transformation there. It's 50-50. But we didn't get the best pattern. So we're just going to take it down. Now, technically, the master was a little too late there. Teddy's dead. But you viewing now can donate and actually save the children. Our master here was not able to. Now also is a good time for donations, if there are any.
I don't have any currently, but we are keeping an eye on it. So everybody, go ahead and open up that donate link. We just posted it, and get those donos in towards those incentives.
So basically, we just waited for the next level up there. If you wait any longer in that area, they're going to go into a civil war, and they won't build anymore, even while you're away. So we get out of there before that happens. And we get to equip the best and worst magic, depending on RNG, at the same time, the Stardust. And this is the only magic we're going to use for the rest of the game. Shoutouts to Fry Guy. Fry Guy makes a return to the stage. We just saw it in Doki Doki Band. Much easier though in this game because we just run right past. This level features, well, a lot of deserts and some of the hardest jumps in the game. And since we're not going for marathon safety strats, we're just gonna go for every one of them. Sometimes we'll miss them. That's how we roll. The boss coming up is called the Goba, which I found is a reference to Star Wars. Want to get a 2-cycle here. Depends on the Stardust. Pretty good Stardust. I'm not going to say it was the worst. Even with the death on the jumps, on the hairy jumps, we're still fine. They're very quick stages. That's what makes this speedrun really nice. Once again, the frantic build begins. This is a lot of desert. And the monsters are getting a little more difficult. They take more hits. Got more red demons now. Red devils. And remember, I need 10 people to seal the first layer, so it's tight. It's tight. Pay no attention to the person hanging out over there in the middle of the desert. I'm sure that person's totally fine. Just getting a suntan. just hanging out. We could dance with the demons. We can do a bunch of things in this game while we're waiting for the building to happen. So after all the miracles are done here, and we have the population we need, we just kind of wait for the lairs to get sealed. We do want to keep an eye on some of these monsters, though. They can troll. They might take out a house or two if you're not careful, but nothing too bad. Well,
Now's a good time for a donation. I do have one.
yeah, let's bring it in, Biddy.
So we have $5 from Raccoon Dog, who is in the chat. And there's no comment, but we surely appreciate it.
Thank you, Raccoon Dog. Love you. So yeah, we could just leave the dead guy alone out here. I think of this area as like the Las Vegas Strip here. It's up and coming. We got the Luxor Hotel in its early years, and then this guy just got this the guy in the desert just maybe he partied too hard and just wandered off. But actually, no, the guy in the desert has the plague. If you rescue the guy in the desert, they'll actually bury the corpse next to the shrine, and what'll end up happening is everybody in the area will get the plague, and it's very tragic. So we spare the people this way by just letting plague guy alone, just leaving him there. Once all the lairs are sealed again, we jump into Act 2, and it's going to be a very, very pyramid Egyptian theme experience, I can assure you. We do have to wait for that last road to build, though. This way they have as much room to build while we're away as possible. And here we are. We got mummies, things all clean. Yeah, Cleopatra's needles in the background. We got an obelisk, whatever you got. And then you got laser shooting scorpions, of course. Or Cyclops laser looking scorpions. So we're setting up for a wall clip here. And got it, no problem. This time first try. And that's a big one. Not easy to get. But Bismarck and Metro McFly came up with nice setups for that, making it much more easier to get. And this room is on a global cycle, so we have to get to the elevator before 172, otherwise we miss the elevator and have to wait 11 seconds. Jump over the red guy. Easy. But you have to calculate the movement of those jumps. It's all timed. And this boss goes down so easy with the Stardust. And once again, we're gonna buffer B so we get out of this area without even talking to the people. And we'll never be back here again. But I have an inkling that we'll see that Pharaoh head once more. Just an inkling. So we actually dodge back to good old Fillmore, where there's all these factories now. I used to think they were mansions, but apparently they're factories. They're support structures. These people go to work. But there is some nice seaside housing. There's still some gentrification here. We got huts next to nice brick houses and factories. And we actually come here for a population bonus because this place is already level 3. Instead of waiting in the desert, we get more population here. Mel, thanks for all the bits. So we have to get a level up before we can move on to the next area. So that's going to be level 6. So that's what we're waiting for. 950 population. Global population.
Would this be a good time for some donations?
Bring it in, Biddy.
We have $20 from Daggett, and he just says GG and save those kids. Then next we have $20 from Bismarck, and it says, "Let's go, syn. Praise ActRaiser."
Sure. Thanks, Bismarck. Thanks for doing.
We have $20 from Soulblazer Mel, and it says, "Good luck on the run. Take an extra second in my fave level for that sweet lullaby. GG, syn."
Thanks, Mel.
Then lastly, we have $5 from King Recycle, and it says, "RIP, Desert Boy. Good luck, syn."
Thanks, King Recycle. Yep. Here we are on the auto scroller, so just chilling here. We left the Desert Boy to a good time. We were very nice. We're good to the children tonight. We're good to the Desert Boy. Well, this is looking a little scary on this. My health is much lower than I want it to be. Some of this area is RNG, like the lava and stuff. So actually, a death abuse is probably coming up quickly or shortly, as soon as we get to a checkpoint. And the cool thing about this level is you get a sword beam. Now the sword beam makes this boss fight trivial. Well, I'd say usually trivial. These platforms are very small, very easy to fall off. But it goes down really quick. The sword beam does twice the amount of damage than your regular sword, and you can hit it from across the screen. Very tricky battle though. Another one where you gotta respect the pattern. No RNG in the fight. It's scripted. I'm just glad to be out of the volcano because that was a lot of damage. Wow. Not quite out of the volcano yet. We just arrived to the volcano. Pay no attention to the glowing volcano right there. Telio! Another great runner that was in the marathon. Let's go, thank you. Pixels for Peace has been amazing. Really, just a lot of great runs. I can't believe how fast it goes, too. Okay. So again, this is all frantic. While the miracles are happening, we gotta farm 22 monsters. A very tight window to do that. If I mess up anything in simulation, we'll lose a construction cycle. And that's 24 seconds that we have to wait. So it is more damaging to miss simulation situation, you know, things in simulation than it is in platforming. That volcano, just hanging there. I'm sure it's fine. So you still, there's a little guy standing outside the shrine. He's kind of raising his hands up like, hey, notice me. He's actually dying. And his dying wish is for the Master's tears. Well, the Master's tears, which would be rain, would cost about, I don't know, 5 seconds to cast. We don't have that time in the speedrun. So unfortunately, we're just not going to grant this villager's wish. Now, usually the game's pretty good, you know, when somebody dies or disappears in the shrine, the population would decrease. But in this case, the population doesn't decrease by 1, so we don't even know if this guy lived at all. So that's my excuse for not saving, or granting the time wish. He's just thirsty. He's just trying to see if he can manipulate the gods. The Master. We do use every miracle in this game, though. I mean, there's little puzzles to figure out in each simulation, but it's not too complicated. Like, hey, there's windmills. I guess we need to send wind. But if you destroy the windmill, then they don't care about the wind anymore. And then after they'll rebuild the windmill, and then they're fine. So it's kind of interesting. Video game. It's very specific. Well, the volcano is a problem, so here we go. We don't see it erupting, but I assure you it is erupting. And the people will be building while it is erupting, but it causes a lot of lag, so we avoid all that. This place is really difficult. We're just going to damage boost through everything. Just about. Okay. Scary stuff. And then, of course, there's the fire wheel. And a really bad Stardust. Great. That is probably one of the worst Stardusts you can have on this stage. And that is why we have emotes, or animated emotes, called Stardust Please, where it's like the Stardust dancing around the guy dancing, like it's hitting like everywhere the guy is not. And Weaker Youth made that based on that idea. Because the Stardust just doesn't hit. So we have this guy. He's got his toga on and his sandals, and he's just gonna go climb this mountain because people in Atos are beasts. Like, I don't know what happened to the dying guy over here, but this guy, this mountain climber, total beast, finds us a scroll. Now we got some sheep going on as well. And we get the fleece. And here we can just kind of relax a little bit. Think about our lives. Again, hope everybody's been having a great time watching. A lot of great runs. I know what we got. Like we got Ninja Gaiden coming up. We got a big race coming up later as well. We got some good stuff all night. I'll be here watching as well. We're about halfway through the run. And now we gotta wait for it to level up before we can move on. And we could do some I guess we can go head over to the volcano and do some lifts, some dips. Angel can do a little flex. Once we get the level up, we're out of here. If we didn't have to wait for level ups, we'd be moving right on. But each area has a requirements. That's just the way it is. There's really no major skips in the game, so you do get to see every area. This is the jungle. Cue the Guns N' Roses if you have it. We'll just say that's going to be the worst wall clip you can go for, and probably one of the hardest wall clips. It's probably not worth it after about 10 times, but you know what? We're showing it off. So you can just advance the screen by going over the top. If there's no ceiling, it doesn't care where you exit the screen. So we just... Do they have funny games? Yes, they do. Yeah, if if somebody found a way to sequence break a lot of this platform, hey, in first try, wall clip on the boss. So there you go. We made up for it on the boss. Easiest way again to fight the boss. But that arrow before was such a pain. The timing on it is, once you miss it the first time, it's persistence, never give up. And now more frantic simulation starts. We gotta get an earthquake going. It's like that cheap music video effect, you know, like when you watch like a Linkin Park video. Screen shaking, we gotta kill monsters. Nice touch, robot. We actually want to get a lightning cast immediately, so we can build all in one cycle. And you gotta farm that SP bag. You gotta kill those monsters. Once the first layer is sealed, though, things calm down. You just deal with all the miracles. Here we basically wipe out the jungle, so welcome to the jungle. We're wiping it out. We specifically hate palm trees, apparently. Not the other trees, just the palm trees. At least they leave some green. The other cool thing is, yeah, when you cast the earthquake, the area, the two islands, I think it's really cool. It made this game very nice, I should say. It's supposed to be a pleasant, like, world-building experience. But then they add, like, you know, these kind of like Turkish flying monsters everywhere. You gotta deal with those. But once you seal the layer, it's nice. There's been very few games that have been able to perform this simulation combination since this release. Soul Seraph was a new game that came out that just wasn't quite as good, but it kind of had this inspiration. Demon spawning isn't random. Some of them are more aggressive than others at times. There's a little bit of aggro RNG, but it's mostly predictable. Like right now, there's going to be a bat and a blue dragon that's going to be left, and they are usually going to target a house, and I'm prepared for that. So I'm just staying on top of them. Like they have specific targets. And this route is scripted to the point where those targets in other areas never get built. So the enemies are just kind of chill. But if you're playing casually, you're probably going to see a lot more aggressive monsters. But you're going to build all those houses that they love to attack. So now we get our last level requirement right here, 19 population, level 10, and we're done with the jungle. So this stage used to be a little bit of a pain, but one of our runners, who has also donated before, Bismarck, found something that's been hiding in this level for probably 30 years and nobody knew about. I ran the game for 4 years, never knew about it. Others ran it before me, never knew about it. So we have the luxury now of damage boosting through everything. Because at the end, is this hidden apple. Or as we like to call it, the Bismapple. And actually the people here were worshipping the, yeah, I mean, it's just hidden behind a column. And the people were worshipping this false god called Kalia, and Kalia is probably one of the hardest bosses in the game to fight fast. It's faster though, like the Stardust doesn't really work on it well. The pattern, it can shoot, it's a pain. So now we head over to our next area. This was Soulblazer Mel's favorite lullaby. I also love the music here. Very peaceful here. But everything's still trying to kill you, so. And you're going to see our first instance of eyeball RNG. You don't know where the eyes are going to spawn. And the water skip that we like to joke about. Because it's very easy to get knocked into that water. And some just love to jump into the water. So another boss who just happens to have no legs, and we're going to rely on the Stardust, and the Stardust was pretty good. And then the Stardust isn't good. Okay, so we're just going to go to backup strats of backslash, 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 backjump slash. It's Stardust is a run killer in some of these fights. And there's not much you can do. There's over like 1,000 combinations of what the Stardust wants to do. Well, this game came out in 1991. I would say this was an early release, so this was before Mega Man X. could be wrong. So we got a lot of frantic. Now, you would figure the sun could probably clear out more than just one square. But no, we gotta do square by square. And I don't know, like, these giant skulls were probably pretty freaky to the townspeople. Like, just relative to the size of the houses. Like, if you look out your window and you just see this thing floating around, like, I don't know. Could be a little weird. And we're trying to keep population low here. Otherwise, the people thank us, and we don't want that. Oh, you're so good. You made us nice and warm. So we want to keep population low. Skip that thank you message. Actually, at this point, we don't even care about population. We already got the level requirement. We're here. We just got to get in and get out. The last act doesn't appear until you seal all the letters. Yes, we gotta make room for the people. The question is, do we just leave the skulls behind? Do we just leave the skulls here? Or do we, like, are we kind? Are we merciless? Raccoon dog with the facts. Since everybody's been so kind, since our viewers have been so kind and donating, we're gonna let the people live here. We're gonna make sure it's monster free and have a nice land where everybody's saved. No skull behind. So thank you all for the donations again. It's just been a pleasure getting to play this tonight with everyone here watching. This is the final layer, and we're heading into the final act. One of my favorite stages. Gotta show off all the clips here. See if we get this one. A little rough, but we got it. It's funny, a lot of people do both love and hate the stage. It's always a mix. think the worst part, I love this boss though. This wyvern is so cool. But the Stardust is being a problem tonight, so I guess we're going the distance with the boss. Still no issue. It's all manipulation. Where we stand is the best way to do damage, but sometimes the Stardust just still doesn't hit. Nothing you can do when it doesn't. Stand the ground though. And now, the boss rush. So Tandra sends his cronies out one last try. They're beefier now. Well, they're faster. I'm gonna take them down one at a time. It's all the Act 2 bosses. Starting with our favorite Red Speedo Minotaur. Red Speedo wearing Minotaur. Question is what the Zeppelin Wolf is going to do, what patterns we're going to get. Really bad pattern. Okay, well, that's the Marathon Luck 2 for you. Oof. This is really, really bad pattern. There's nothing we can do. So I'm just gonna end the fight here, cause the transformation, because we'll be here a while waiting for this Zeppelin Wolf. And Square Enix is a fan of like 80s rock, so you get that Led Zeppelin reference. Kind of like the Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen, for shoutouts to Queen, back to Queen, and there's little references in the games that mix in. And oh hey, look, the Arrowhead again. They even stole the refights. Colt is assuredly saying they've gone back in time and stole the MMS. We don't know. Maybe I'm gonna also have to run Mega Man. Maybe that's gonna have to be another game. I'll feel right at home apparently. What is this pattern? Kalia. What are you doing, Kalia? Okay, well. Dr. Wily / Tandra. Like that, how funny would it be if it's just like an image of Dr. instead of that Tandra in the middle there, in the dead center, it's just Wily with red eyes. So we will take a death abuse here, and that's pretty standard if you get a bad Zeppelin Wolf. If you don't get a bad Zeppelin Wolf, you'll usually have enough health to one try. Let's see how the Stardust goes here. Oh wow, this Stardust is unbelievable. Okay, so the last Stardust of the game was like the best Stardust. See, it held out till the end. That was insanity. I don't know where it was when I needed it. I guess good enough. You got to see what a good Stardust looks like. And here we go. Final battle between good and evil. I hope evil doesn't win because good is dumb. We'll see what happens. There's 2 phases. Plot twist. There's a derpy version of Tanzer on the back of actual Tanzer. Going for 3 cycles here, probably not going to get it. Because I got a blue orb in the face. So 1 more cycle. Let's go. And the final hit, time. Thanks for the GGs. This has been a really, really fun run. Again, it's my favorite game, and I'm thankful to be able to showcase it for everyone tonight. Thanks all for the donations tonight. Through all the runs. Everybody's been killing it out there watching. This is ActRaiser. It's a really fun speed run. We've seen a lot of new runners to this game. And I definitely encourage anyone getting into it. I can help you. Thank you to Pixels for Peace for having me. And I guess we'll throw it over to the next run. I think we got Ninja Gaiden coming up. Biddy, if there's anything you want to jump in on.
Sure, yeah. During the last part of that run, we did have 1 donation from Puzzle P for $4. I just wanted to make sure we shout that out before the end of it.
Thank you, Puzzle P. Yeah, so this has been ActRaiser. Thanks again. I'm sYn, or syn_stream on Twitch. And thank you again, and enjoy the rest of the marathon.